Okay, she just getting a little background.
Yeah.
And, you could give him directly maybe some like yes no questions.
Okay, uh-huh. Um, so he was disabled from birth?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
and he's basically paralyzed from the neck down. So
Uh-huh.
he has control of the neck.
Okay, had any schooling at all?
Yeah, by himself. He taught himself how to read and write watching Sesame Street.
Okay, okay. Wow. And so watching television was his way of
Yeah, because no school
of
would take him at the time. But yeah, he came up. You what, 47 years old?
okay. And what grade level would you say he's on now?
No, they said he's at about at the beginning of college level.
Okay, okay.
There's,
Okay.
there's nothing wrong with
So
it.
it's Michael
There's nothing
Wells.
wrong with his intellect at all. It's just that he didn't have enough air coming out.
And no schooling at all.
No formal school.
No formal. So he was homeschooled?
By himself.
Okay, self-taught.
Watching TV, yeah. And they couldn't even figure it out what level he was at till he was what 17. That's when they test you. 18?
Yeah.
18.
And they tested him.
And they tested him and found out that he was at a high school graduate level.
Wow. And all through television.
Yeah, and he didn't even have a way to express it until computers came along.
Until computers came
Yeah.
about.
And then my father bought him a correspondence course in journalism.
Uh-huh.
And then he started, and then he got a computer, and it's the unicorn because it was a stick that he had to, because he only has control from the neck up.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
so he had to push each letter with the stick at 1st. But technology is caught up with him now, and he has a little laser that he puts on his head.
Oh,
and
the
just
laser.
holds over the computer for a split second, no, over the key for a split second.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay.
That, ain't that wasn't the formal thing, right?
No,
No.
Like no trouble. Recording on 3. 1, 2.
Hello, welcome to Den Bahamians. Today we're here at the National Book Fair 2013, Bahamas, and we are going to be talking with Michael Wells. Michael has been disabled from birth, and he's a Bahamian author. He has written 2 books. How many books?
No, 9.
He has written 9 books, and he actually is disabled from the neck down. And it's very interesting the way how he has been communicating via the computer. And it's also very interesting the way how he has taught himself. He has been self-taught through the computer. Welcome, Michael. It's a pleasure having you. I'm doing good, I'm doing good. Tell me, Michael, when did you first became interested in television and thought that there was some value to learning through television?
About 4 or 5, 6, 7.
8 years old?
Yeah, about 8 years old.
8 years old. Okay. And did your parents understood what you was asking for before that? Were they able to understand what you wanted?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And when did they find out that you were understanding what you were watching television, what you were understanding what you were seeing through television? When did they learn that there was some value to your sitting in front of the TV for many hours?
They always realized that he was a bright child.
Really? Okay. Uh-huh.
He didn't get formally tested till he was in his late teens.
In his teens.
Yeah, because
Okay.
there was nobody who knew how to test him in the Bahamas.
Uh-huh.
There were some doctors that came over from the U.S.
Uh-huh.
and they tested him and found out that just through him sitting in front of the television and learning from Sesame Street and the rest of it, he was at his age level.
Wow.
For schooling at the time.
Uh-huh.
So he's basically self-taught.
So he is self-taught. Uh-huh. So he just watched Sesame Street, or he watched other documentary.
There were other things, but
Uh-huh.
the basis of the ABCs and all that was Sesame Street, right?
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. And so he has written several books. When did he first became interested in reading or writing?
Basically, what happened was in 1968, my father went to Ireland, and while he was in Ireland, my father is a very voracious reader,
Okay.
and he found that there was this handicapped writer in Ireland, and he started reading his books. And this guy had no arms and had to type with his toes.
Right. Right.
So when he realized this, upon coming back home, he realized that with Michael's intelligence, he could become a writer. And he purchased him a correspondence course in journalism.
Uh-huh.
And once Michael was finished with that, computers kind of came around.
Okay.
And once computers came around, they got him a stick.
Uh-huh.
And because he has control of his head, he just pecked on the keyboard with the stick. And because of the stick, the whale that they call a unicorn with
Right.
the one horn,
Uh-huh.
that's why the books that he eventually came up with was the unicorn. So my father helped him really get started in a magazine,
Okay.
news, views, and other topics on the disabled.
Mm-hmm.
And he did about 4 or 5 of those magazines before moving on to short stories.
Okay.
And he's kind of gravitated totally into short stories now.
Oh, he likes short stories.
Right, Michael? Yeah.
Uh-huh. So his the journalism course was he had to read, and how did he do his homework? I mean, how did someone typed it for him, or?
I don't know exactly how it goes.
Uh-huh.
I did.
You did type. Typed it. Yeah, he typed it.
Okay, so a typewriter came around the same time
Well,
as the computer, the same time as the journalism, and he was able to do his homework on the computer.
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. And so this is his 9th book, and they all are the unicorn, or is it some
Yeah,
other?
the unicorn is basically what it's called because it started out with his stick.
Uh-huh.
So just like Time magazine, Newsweek magazine, the unicorn.
Uh-huh.
And
So
it's a common heading for all of his books.
I see.
Whether they be magazines or short stories.
I see. Okay, and how are they selling? Are they?
Oh, they normally. Well, let me put it this way: I sell for him at Freeport, and I normally have no problems. I normally have no problems selling.
Okay. So he's doing very well then in getting his book sold.
Oh, he has no problem. I sell. I think your normal run is about what, 300 to 500.
Yeah.
His normal run is about 300 to 500
Per book?
Yeah, I sell about 100 of them, and it's gotten to the point I just give them a check whenever I get mine and just sell.
That's beautiful. So are you writing another one? But now, when you do short stories, what are the short stories about? I hadn't a chance to read.
They're about all various topics, but he most of the time likes to put a disabled person in, and he wants to show the world that disabled persons are involved in all facets of the community, including once or twice in a crime story.
Interesting. So is he working on anything at this?
Well, he continues. He's continuously working on stories, and whenever there's enough of them to put a book together, he emails his publisher because he's very good at email.
Okay.
And his publisher comes over and takes out the best of them and puts them in a book, and he just continues on. it takes him about 2 to 3 years for each book.
For each
to
book.
compile enough stories
Uh-huh,
to put in about. Normally he puts in about half dozen, right? About a half dozen stories in each book.
Uh-huh. So how many hours a day does he stay on the computer writing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot?
All day?
All day? Basically all day.
All
Yeah,
day.
that's,
Okay.
The computer has opened up a whole new world for him in communication that for to now only his close family would, you know. And it's interesting because after his first sales of his first couple of books, he just jettisoned his family and got two friends and their son and went on a Caribbean cruise.
Interesting.
And I think he has all the pictures on his website.
Okay, yeah. So are there any friends that are, disabled friends that he communicates with through Facebook or?
Yeah.
He's answered that for himself.
Yeah, okay. Very interesting. What about there in Freeport on Grand Bahama where he stays in Grand Bahama or he stays here?
No, he stays here, but he communicates with me through the email.
Through email.
Yeah, he's always
Okay.
asking me how my kids are doing and the rest of it is. It's no barrier at all. You would never think that to see him, you would never think he's in this manner through his emails,
communication,
because his
email.
emails are normal.
So now, does he have a sponsor or who publishes?
Not really, no. One or two of his magazines had a sponsor. Sometimes his family would help him out. Sometimes. Yeah, his uncle Carlton sometimes.
Okay. So when was he last published? When was his last?
Yeah, this came out this year.
This
That's
year.
Press. Yeah, that one is hot off the press.
This one is hot off the press. Okay. And when did you launch it? How was the launch?
It's not a formal launch, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah, about 3 months ago.
3 months ago. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, but Michael, this is very Michael Wells. Wells are originally from Long Island, aren't they?
Yeah. They're loyalists from Long Island, yes.
Yeah. So you said she's yeah.
Yeah, my father's sister is his mother.
Oh, your father's okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
he's my first cousin.
He's your first cousin. Okay.
My aunt is his mother.
Okay. Interesting, because I connect the Wellses from Long Island, Bahamas.
So
yeah.
she married into Wells. And he's the product of that marriage.
Okay. So he has a loyalist lineage.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Michael, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah.
And I wish you the best of luck and much success with your book. Yeah, so it's unicorn number 9 going on unicorn number 10 then. Okay, so it's another 2 years to win another unicorn.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, all the best. Okay, it's a pleasure having you on, Dem Bahamians. You have to check me out on the internet.
Tell me something. Who's the most handsome out of me and you? You, right?
Yeah. I'm on the computer also. This show is called Dem Bahamians. Dem Bahamians TV. We're on YouTube.
Yeah, so he'll
Yeah,
check you out.
so you check me out, and it is also seen every Monday. Dem Bahamians is seen every Monday on the internet. It's www.mnn.org. Click on channel 1, and you'll see my show every Monday at 2 o'clock. Yeah. So if you miss me on at a regular time, check us out on YouTube. Okay? And don't be surprised if you check us out, you see a picture on YouTube. Okay? And you might also see this interview on YouTube. Okay? So I wish you the best of luck. And thank you for being my guest today. Okay? Super, Michael. Great. Okay, thank you.
Close up
Okay.
the mic and hold it.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, great.
All right.
All right, Michael.
That was his 10 book, not his 9 book. Sorry about that.
That was 10 book?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's 10 book. He's going from 10 up to 11.
Next one was the 11 book.
Yes.
Okay.